Alright everybody, I am back with a bunch of really big rocks I want to cut today. So again, these are exploratory cuts. I want to see if there's anything in these, if they're worth getting slabs off of later. So let me set this down real quick and adjust the camera. So let's walk through these real quick and see what it is I'm wanting to cut. Let's start with this big guy here. So this is a big chunk of what I believe is orbicular jasper. It's going to be kind of a greenish yellow color. If you look closely, you can see some of the orbs in it. They look like they're going to be small in this piece. So I just kind of want to cut him in half and see if he's worth taking slabs off of to make cabs out of for later. And this piece was collected near the Arizona Baghdad mine. It's a copper mine, I believe. And it's an active mine, but this site, when I say it's close, it's in the vicinity. It's not that close to the actual mine itself. So, all right, that's the first one I want to cut. Big old piece. Okay, I got another piece from the same area. And again, you can kind of see the orbs. Now this one's a little bit different. It looks like it might have some moss in it as well, or instead of the orbs. It's hard to tell. So the reason I want to cut this one, I want to see if the pattern's any good or if it's all pitted. Because this kind of looks like it's going to be pretty rough, but this section looks pretty good. So I don't mind it having cavities like that. I can work around that. But if the majority of the cut is rough and pitted, then I probably won't cut any more off of it. So it's a pretty big rock. We'll see how easily I can get it on that little 10-inch saw. All right, got this big piece. Probably from the Gila Bend mountain range area. Looks like a kind of red and grayish bluish color jasper or moss agate. Or maybe some people would call it a jasp agate. But it's got agate little spots here and there, and quartz crystal pockets. So I want to cut that one in half and see if the pattern's good for slabbing later. Alright, got another one probably from that same area. Now this one, I probably would have just thought this is a really cool decorative rock. It's got nice looking orbs on it. Looks like it was druzy at one time and weathered. But the reason I want to cut this one is this section where it's broken off. It's got some color in it. So I want to cut him in half and see if there's a pattern in this. It could be some kind of like a plume growing up into the stone as an inclusion, and that's what caused these botryoidal bumps on the top of the stone. It's possible. So I want to cut him in half and see if there's any good color in it. Banding, swirling, something worth, you know, making cabs out of. All right. So the rest of these stones I'm going to show you out of this batch are all from the Gila Bend mountain range area. So this looks like a good jasper or moss agate possibly. It's got some nice color, but I'm afraid it's going to have a lot of fractures. If they're healed, I'm okay with that, but if they're not, then I won't do any further cuts. Just want to cut it in half and see. All right, those were the bigger pieces. Let's go through some of the smaller ones. Well, this one's fairly large. So this piece here looks like it could have some moss agate. It's got a quartz section in it right here. Don't know how big it is. Hopefully it's just right here. But it looks like it's got some good pattern. And then I can see what looks like pattern here. So I want to cut him in half and see. See if he's solid or if it's pitted. Okay. So this, I can see some banded agate in it. Maybe here. And again, it's got some botryoidal sections growing on it with some druzy on top of that. What looks like maybe some waterline banded agate here. I mean, it's a cool looking rock, could stand as it is, but I'm curious. I'm gonna cut it in half and see if there's anything cool growing inside of that section. Okay, so this one kind of looked neat. Looks like just a piece of seam agate. Now I can see sections of banded agate all the way around this. So I just want to cut him in half and see if it's got a good pattern on it. Might be, you know, make a good specimen, polished up. And then this piece, probably not that interesting. It's got some host rock pieces in it, but I can see some tubes in here. Some banded agate here, some banded agate here. So I figured, what the heck, I'll just cut him while I'm doing the rest of these. We'll cut him in half and see if there's a cool tube pattern going on. So let me get these off to the saw. Let's get them cut and let's see what's inside them. I'll be right back. Okay, back from the saw. So I had this stone here started to break apart while I was cutting it. And I almost quit cutting because I didn't want to risk breaking the blade. But these two little chunks I can throw in the tumbler. Let's see what the rest of it looked like. Get this side wet. So I did cut it, and it was definitely worth cutting. This portion seems pretty stable. I don't see any fractures in this. It's a nice chunk, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The reds and the blues and the whites, the gray, everything in this thing came out pretty good. Got some banded agate up here. I do see some healed, well, maybe not healed, but there's fractures in that top section. But this section down here looks pretty solid. Let's take a look at the other half. So this is the big piece. Again, pretty solid and really nice colors. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a piece for slapping. Look at the detail on that. That's super cool. So, yeah, I mean, who would have expected this? to result in this. All right, that was a great cut, actually. Let's take a look at this next big piece. So this is that orbicular piece. Let's get it wet. See if he came out all right or not. All right, it's got some nice detail in it. Again, I'm colorblind, so I don't know really what color to call this. Kind of a greenish mustard yellow color. But it's got orbs and maybe tubes or something, these long things. Maybe it's pitting in that section. I've cut a lot of stuff from that area that was similar to this. So I got a lot of slabs off of similar pieces already. So this is just gonna go into my pile for selling later. I'm sure somebody might like a nice piece of whatever this is, this orbicular jasper. All right, that's a good nice chunk. Definitely get a handful of slabs out of that. All right, take a look at that other piece from that same area. So this one, he was a little bit different. Came out more like a moss agate. Now there is some pitting in it. It's not perfect, but the pattern in it is really nice. It's got some druzy pockets. I don't know. Might be able to avoid the pitting. Might be mostly on the bottom. So maybe over here in this section. Again, I'll probably put this in my sell pile. Somebody else can worry about slabbing this. Definitely get a few slabs off of these pieces though. They're definitely worth slabbing for somebody. But yeah, I've got lots of material similar to that. Already slabbed up. All right, let's grab this bigger piece over here. So this is the one that I was hoping would have this red in it. And unfortunately, I don't see any red. It's got some pattern, mostly gray and white. Looks like big old fluffy clouds. It's got some black inclusions on this side and here. It's pretty cool looking. Not sure what I'll do with that. It's weird that these black marks are only on the one side. So I wonder if that's paint off of the saw blade that got embedded in some pitting. Looks like it's in the stone, but it's definitely not on that side. That's weird. Huh. All right, well, still makes a cool display piece. All right, next up, this piece here. So I could tell it was gonna have some red in it. Let's see how it came out. All right, so it does have a handful of fractures in it, but I'm guessing most of these are actually healed. It's got nice color, similar to that first big chunk. All right. Probably won't slab this one either because of the fractures. But maybe somebody else would want something like that. So I'll put it in the cell pile. Okay, got this little guy. Kind of broke up a little bit on the fracture right there. That's where those tubes were showing. And banding on that side. All right. So anyways, probably just throw this guy in the tumbler. It sounds like my dog found his squeaky toy. All right, let's get to the next one. All right. Sorry about the squeaking noises. He's got to keep himself amused somehow. All right. So this guy had the banding all the way around it in spots. So I just kind of cut it down the middle. And that's pretty cool looking, but I don't know what else I would do with it. Maybe a specimen piece. All right, very nice. Get some quartz over here and a fracture. I don't know, that's a cool looking rock though. All right, 2 left. Let's see what these guys look like. All right, so this guy, I was hoping he had something in him. Let's see. All right, well, not what I was expecting, but that's pretty cool looking. It's a little bit of waterline banding here. You got these weird plumes of I don't know what. And it's got some gray-blue agate, banded agate around those, and some white agate in between. Quartz pocket. I don't know, that's different. It's pretty cool looking though. I'm definitely gonna face polish that guy. That is a neat specimen. I like that. All right, last up. So this one had an interesting take around the edges and then a little bit of quartz here. Let's see how he ended up cut down the middle. All right, just a little bit of quartz and then some really cool pattern. All right. It's got some small little internal fractures. I think those are healed, but I'm not positive. All right, well, probably just a face polish on that because of those fractures. But yeah, it's still a cool stone. All right, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, bye.